In today's video, we'll start with modeling the bedroom, then lighting, adding materials, and finally, how to make the scene look better. I tried to make this tutorial beginner friendly, but I'll be using some keyboard shortcuts throughout the video. So if you aren't comfortable with that, you can watch the 10-minute Blender guide video first. Also, if you are an intermediate Blender user, you can set the playback speed a bit higher, from the bottom right corner. I hope everyone who will follow this tutorial gets something out of it. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Take the cursor to this region, then use the left mouse button to orbit the view like this. Use the hand icon for panning the scene left, right, up or down. And use the magnifying glass icon for zooming in or out. We will start with a completely empty scene. So select everything in the viewport with A. Then press X to bring up the delete menu, and select delete to delete them. First we will add a mesh plane in our scene. So press Shift+A, and select plane under mesh. Now head over to modifier properties, and add a solidify modifier. Increase the thickness. Also add a bevel modifier to remove the sharpness. Lower down its amount value. For the flooring, I'll create some wooden planks. But instead of adding a new mesh object for it, let's duplicate the previous plane added. Press Shift-E to duplicate, and right-click to cancel the movement. Enter edit mode with Tab. Then make sure everything is selected by pressing A. And scale it down with S and X to restrict the scaling on X-axis. Exit edit mode. And move this up with G and Z. Lower down the thickness. And adjust the beveling as well. Press G and X to move it on X-axis. Now we need some more planks. But instead of duplicating it several times, we can add an array modifier. So select array modifier. And then increase the count value. Also increase the factor value to create a gap between them. Now we need to create the wall. So press Shift and A, and add a cube. Enter its edit mode with Tab. And enter face selection mode by pressing 3. Select all the faces, except the last two. You can select multiple faces by holding the Shift key. Press X, and delete faces. Now select all with A, and move it up. Then in object mode, add a solidify modifier. And give it some thickness. And if you see the model from the top view, you can tell it's not even. So mark the even thickness option here. Just plain wall looks a bit boring to look at. So let's add baseboard to it. But to work with this model in edit mode, we will need to apply the modifier first. So apply the modifier. And in edit mode, add a loop cut in the middle with Ctrl R. And right click to cancel the movement. Then bevel it with Ctrl B. With that done, enter face selection with 3. Then Alt left click on the face, to select face loop. Press Alt+C, and select extrude faces along normals. Then add a bevel modifier to it as well. Currently the walls look very empty. So let's put some photo frames on it. Select its side face, and duplicate it with Shift-E. Right click to cancel the movement. Then press P, and select selection to separate it. Select the new mesh in object mode, and enter its edit mode. Scale it down. Then press C to extrude, and then I to inset. Extrude again. Enter X-ray view with Alt+C. This will let you select vertices at the back as well. Select all with A, and maybe adjust its position with G. Duplicate, and select the bottom vertices. Then move those up. Duplicate once again. Exit X-ray view, and adjust the bevel amount. Now let's add a shelf on the other wall. Duplicate the side face. Then scale it down. Adjust the position. Extrude. And with cursor on top of any selected part, press L to select the mesh. Then press P, and separate it. Now let's create the bed. We will start with the bed foundation. So add a plane. Move it up, and scale it down inside edit mode. Then extrude it down. Add a bevel modifier to it, and increase the amount and number of segments. Then to create footboard, simply duplicate it, and place it above. Then in edit mode, scale it down in Y-axis, and move it in the Y-axis as well. In the front view, enter X-ray, and then add some loop cuts. Select the middle vertices. Press O to turn on proportional tool, and then use the mouse wheel to adjust the influence. Disable the tool. Then select the bottom vertices. And press S, Z, and 0 to straighten them out. And then move them down. Select the top vertices. Duplicate them, and then extrude them up. Now right-click, and select Shade Smooth. Also adjust the bevel. Then instead of duplicating it to the other side, add a mirror modifier to it. Here change the axis to Y. Now let's create the legs. So in top view, set the cursor near the bed corner. And add a plane. Scale it down in edit mode. And then extrude it up on Z-axis. Add a bevel modifier to it. Then add 2 loop cuts in edit mode. Box select the vertices with X-ray enabled, so vertices at the back also get selected. And then move it to the right. To get a smoother curve, Alt left click on it to select the edge loop. And then Ctrl B to bevel them. Now select the top face. Extrude, and then scale it down. Press Shift and S for Snap Pie menu, and select cursor to select it. Then add a UV sphere. Scale it down, and maybe move it up on Z-axis. Shade it smooth again. Now add a mirror modifier to it. Set the mirror object as the plane, and mirror it on the Y-axis as well. Now duplicate this plane to create the mattress, and move it up. Scale it down, and then apply the scale with Ctrl A. Then to create the blanket, enter its edit mode. Select the top face, and the side faces. Duplicate using Shift E, and then scale it down. Press P, and select selection to separate it. Then press Alt plus C, and extrude it along the normals. Now to create the pillow, simply duplicate the mattress. And then scale that down to create a pillow shape geometry. After applying the scale, enter edit mode. Then add some loop cuts, and press S to scale them. Now let's add a table near the bed. So place the cursor over here, and add a plane. Extrude it up, and then maybe scale it down on X and Y axis. Duplicate the top face, and scale that up. Then extrude it. Add a bevel modifier. Duplicate the top face, scale it down, and move it to the corner. Extrude it down. Press L on it to select it, and separate it. Then add a mirror modifier to it. In edit mode, enter X-ray view, select the bottom face, and move that up. I also want to create some drawers in this table, so let's create those. Select the front face, and add a loop cut. Select the 2 faces, and press I to inset it. Press I again to inset individual faces. Scale them down a bit, and then extrude inside. Duplicate the faces again, and extrude them out. Extend the bottom face a bit more. And then inset the top face, and extrude it inside, so it looks like an open drawer. Now set the cursor to the face, and add a UV sphere. Scale it down, and move it a bit to the front. Then duplicate it, and move it down near the bottom face. Now let's put a table lamp on it. So place the cursor on top of the table, and add a UV sphere. Scale it down. Select the top vertex, and press O to turn on the proportional tool. And then press G, and Z to move it down. Delete the vertex, and Alt left click to select the edge loop. Extrude it up. Then place the cursor there. And add a cylinder. Before clicking anything, head over to the operator panel, and change the number of vertices to 8. Scale it down, and disable the proportional tool. Scale it up. Press Shift plus E to restrict the scaling on Z-axis. Also scale down the top face. Now let's create some objects to put on this shelf. First, let's add a potted plant on this side. So place the cursor on the shelf. And add a cylinder. Change the number of vertices to 32, and scale it down. Then move it up. Select the top face, and scale that up. Extrude. Scale. Extrude. Inset, extrude again, and scale down. Add a loop, and scale that up. Then add a bevel modifier. And shade it smooth. Now add a UV sphere. Change the number of segments to 16. And scale it down. Then scale it down on X and Y axis only. Then in the top view, press / to isolate it, so we don't have any interference from other objects. Then select 4 edge loops, and scale them down. And shade it smooth as well. Now shift select the pot, to make that active. Press Ctrl+P, and select object, to make it parent to the plant. So if you scale the pot, the plant gets scaled as well. Now let's add some books. So duplicate the shelf, and then adjust its scale, to match that of a book. And then also adjust the bevel amount. Now duplicate it, and rotate it in the Z-axis. But in order to that easily, we need to set the origin back to geometry. So right-click, and under Set Origin, select Origin to Geometry. Then try to rotate it. Another thing I will add here, is the YouTube silver play button. Maybe this room belongs to a big YouTube creator. So add a cube, and scale it down. Then scale it down in Y-axis, to make it thinner. Then duplicate it, scale it down, and move it to the front. With cursor set to center, add a cylinder. Change the number of vertices to 3. And set the alignment to view. Then scale it down. Also rotate it. Select all 3, and press Ctrl+J, to join them together. Rotate a bit, and move it to the front. Now let's also add a rug near the bed. So place the cursor there, and add a plane. Then scale it down. And in edit mode, extrude it up a bit. Now add a camera to the scene. Then head over to View menu, Align View, and select Active Camera to View. Then in Output Properties, change the resolution to something square. And with the camera selected, go to Camera Properties, and change the type to orthographic. With G, you can adjust camera position. Then change the lens value. Now add a plane, and scale that up. For the scene lighting, add an area light. Increase the power. And increase the size. Then move it up on Z-axis. In the top view, duplicate this light. And place that at the back, to illuminate that area. Select the walls, and then head over to Material Properties. Click on New. Then under Base Color, choose a color from the color wheel. I will simply put the hex value of the color I originally used. Then to add a separate color to the walls, enter Edit mode. Select the walls, and in Material Properties, click on the plus button, to add a new material slot. Hit Assign. Then add a new color. After adding materials, I felt the wall shelf was looking too small. So I selected all of them, and scaled them up. Then head over to Render Properties, and change the render engine to Cycles. Then to make the scene look better, scroll down. And in Color Management, change the look to High Contrast. And maybe increase the exposure as well. Then turn on Render Denoising option, so you don't get a noisy final render. And then head over to Render menu, and select Render Image. Now it will take a few minutes, or a few seconds to finish the rendering, depending on your computer hardware. After it's done, under Image, select Save As. In the file browser, select the folder where you want it to get saved. Name the image. And click on Save as Image. Now you can close this window down. Then in order to save this project, so you can access it later, head over to File, and select Save As. Select the folder where you want it to get saved. Name the project. And click on Save As. That concludes this tutorial. Hope you managed to follow this one. I would really love to see your final results. If you decide to share it on your socials, tag me in your artwork, so I'll be able to see it. Thanks for watching till the end. Hope to see you again.